Lee is being seen today for a broken femur. Previous to the admission, her blood alcohol level was .08. Lee is currently in the pre-contemplation stage of change. She does not think her drinking is a problem.
Hello, my name is Allie. I'll be taking care of you today. How are you feeling?
I'm still in a lot of pain from surgery.
When I looked at your lab values, I saw that you were admitted with a .08 blood alcohol content.
Well, it's actually a really embarrassing story. Last night I had a little bit too much to drink and had a pretty bad fall.
Do you want to tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I was doing a keg stand on a balcony and I lost my balance and I fell 2 stories. I'm a gymnast, so I didn't think I would, fall, but it's all a little fuzzy. But I remember that it was scary and that, I don't know, I'm still pretty shaken up about it.
It sounds pretty terrifying. It sounds like the alcohol you drank contributed to your accident. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about your drug and alcohol use?
Sure.
Are you a tobacco user?
No.
Are you a current user of illicit drugs?
Nope.
What about your alcohol use?
I do drink every now and then.
Would you mind talking to me a little more in depth about your drinking?
I'd rather not.
It'll only take between 5 and 10 minutes of your time.
Fine.
Okay, great. Can you tell me how many drinks you have in a typical day? A standard drink is 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, and 1.5 ounces of hard liquor.
Well, during the week, I don't really drink that often. But on the weekends, I go out with my friends, get a little crazy.
Okay. Can you tell me what a typical week looks like?
So, on Mondays, I love to go to Margarita Monday at the local Mexican restaurants. My friends and I usually have maybe like 4, 5-ish margaritas because, they're only $1. Then on Thursdays, my favorite TV show is on, so I have to drink. Me and my friends get together and I probably drink about a whole bottle of wine.
Okay.
And then on Fridays and Saturdays, my friends and I, we go out to the clubs, and I guess I'll have about like 5 drinks. We all have about 5 drinks per person.
So what you're telling me is that you have about 15 drinks per week?
Yes, yeah, I'd say it's, around 10 to 15.
I'm concerned about how that might influence your overall health. You're over safe limits, and for women, the low risk for drinking is only 7 drinks in a week or 3 drinks in a day. Right now, you're in the moderately risky category. What do you think about that?
Well, wow. I didn't know it was supposed to be that low. I thought my drinking was pretty okay, but I didn't know my drinking was a risk to my health.
Most people don't. But now that you know, I would like for you to consider cutting back on your drinking. What do you think about that?
Well, obviously, I don't want my drinking to impact my health, but I don't know if I can give it up. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't want to give up my social life in the process of changing my habits.
Well, let's talk about some of the reasons why you like to drink.
Well, it's a fun way to socialize and stay connected to my friends, my homies. I especially love the taste of margaritas, if you didn't get that earlier, and tequila. Tequila is definitely my weakness. But also, I love how white wine tastes. Definitely a white wine fan. This semester's been extra stressful, so I'm just kind of taking some really hard classes, so drinking takes the edge off. It definitely helps me unwind after a hard test or quiz.
So, from what you just told me, it sounds like you like drinking because you like the taste. You mentioned you like margaritas a lot and
Yes.
white wine.
Yes.
It's a social aspect too. You like drinking with your friends, and it's relaxing. It helps you unwind. Are those all of the reasons why you like it?
That's about right.
So, what are some of the things that you don't like about drinking?
Horrible hangovers run in my family, and I'm definitely no exception to this. My hangovers are just awful. I hate that aspect of drinking. My motivation to get up the next day, it's just at an all-time low. Usually I'll just stay in bed and kind of lay there and, think back on my past decisions and watch some Netflix. And yeah, it's definitely impacted my school life. I miss a lot of classes because of my wild nights out, and I feel like I'm never productive really after a night of drinking. But I do care a lot about my grades, and I think my drinking does have a negative effect on them. And
Okay. I think it's great that you value your education, and that's one of the negative impacts of drinking is, it hinders your motivation to get up, and the hangovers obviously don't help you stay productive throughout the day. Does that sound about accurate? That those are the main reasons why you don't like to drink?
Yeah, I guess so.
It also seems like your cons outweigh the pros for your drinking. Have you ever thought about that?
I've never weighed the pros against the cons. I've always associated drinking with social interactions and having fun, so I kind of overlook the bad parts because I just love the good parts of drinking.
It's good that you realize there are negative impacts of your drinking and that you're willing to talk about it openly with me. So now, after reviewing the pros and the cons, I have a readiness ruler, and it's a readiness ruler to change your drinking habits, and 0 means you're not ready to change, and 10 means you're very ready to change. You're about to make some lifestyle choices. Pointing at this ruler, can you tell me how ready you are?
About there, I'd say.
Okay, good. I see you pointed at a 4. Can I ask why you didn't point to a 1 or a 2?
Well, it's all pretty new to me, but I realized that the bad aspects of drinking and my present state of health. Look at my leg. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not really sure where to begin. I feel like cutting back's just going to hinder my social life.
I understand why you have reservations because this is so new to you. This is the first time we've talked about it. And it sounds like it would be a pretty big lifestyle change to switch from relaxing and drinking and hanging out with your friends all the time.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be easy, but I know if I cut back, it would probably help with, school. I would actually go to school and, learn math, and I would be productive the next day, so it's something I'm really thinking about.
I'm glad you can see the discrepancy between your drinking and your education goals. Is there something you can do between now and our next appointment? Let's try and develop some goals for you before we meet next.
I could try to, keep track of the drinks during the next week that I consume.
That's a great idea. How could you accurately do that?
Well, I usually have my cell phone on me. I know my friends keep a log on their phone, and there's this new app apparently called iDrink, and I think it'll be a great, easy kind of way just for me to log in my drinks, day to day, because it's kind of a normal thing. So it'll just be habit. I'll just make it a habit, and each time I have a drink, I'll just keep it in there, and that way I can just kind of reflect on my week.
An app sounds like a great way to keep track of your drinking. Having your phone on you when you order your drinks would make it pretty easy to log in, so you would have an accurate count of your drinks every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other ideas for another goal we could set before the next time we meet?
I love margaritas.
Mm-hmm.
I do love them, but I guess on Mondays, I could, instead of going to the local Mexican restaurants, I could try to go to the optional math study group, maybe improve my grade, but, they meet on Monday nights, so I could just kind of use that as a substitute, but I really am struggling in math, and I need to pass this class, so I think it's a good alternative, and I'll ask some of my classmates maybe if they want to come with me, but I'll try to do that next Monday before the Mondays, in between my next doctor's appointment.
That sounds like a pretty obtainable goal, especially since you'll have some of your classmates and friends holding you accountable and going with you every week. Let's think of one more goal for you.
The bottles of wine are kind of a tradition with me and my friends, but every Thursday, instead of drinking the entire bottle when my favorite TV show Lost comes on, I guess I could drink 1 glass of wine with my friends. I don't know, and I'll tell them what I'm trying to do, and they're pretty supportive when I have a goal, so I think they'll kind of help me stay on track, but
It sounds like an excellent plan, Lee. I will record these 3 goals that we've made in your chart, and the next time you come back, we can see how you've been doing and look at your iPhone app and the drinks that you've been drinking. And I think it's really good that you're gonna use your friends as accountability buddies to help, support you and changing, because it's not very easy, and again, this is also new to you. So I think you're on the right track, and I definitely think because of how this conversation has gone, that you can stick to these 3 goals that we've made. And I will see you next time you come in, and I look forward to talking to you then.
As the nurse leaves Lee's bedside, Lee has transitioned from the pre-contemplation stage to the contemplation stage, where she is now thinking about possible steps she can take to cut back on her drinking.